fellow word lovers, welcome back to Pocket of Poetry. Today I'm going to be doing my very first reading wrap up on this channel and talking about the books that I read in January. Wow, a couple of things I've learned since I filmed my last video. One of which is that natural lighting makes the biggest difference ever, because my last video, it was like super gloomy out and cloudy, and so my lighting was just awful. And today it's much better, so I'm really grateful for that. Today I'm just going to be talking about the books I read. We're just going to be having a nice casual chat. And I definitely did not read as much in January as I was hoping to. I was hoping to get at least 3 books read, but as it turns out, I only completed 2, which is fine. I'm fine with it. I'm cool with it. But hopefully in February I can read more. So I talked about both of these books that I read in my reading vlog, which I uploaded a couple of weeks ago. But I just thought I'd go over my thoughts about them and whether or not I recommend them, I guess. So the first book that I finished, actually no, just kidding, I finished this one second, but I want to talk about it first. Write It Down, Make It Happen by Henriette Ann Clauser. I mentioned in my reading vlog, I like to start off my new years with reading something inspirational and just getting me in a good, positive mindset for the new year. This book is all about manifesting the things that you want to have happen in your life and your dreams through writing. And it's talking about the power of writing things down in order to kind of manifest them into your life and bring them into existence. So this book had so many different stories and little anecdotes about people who wrote things down to make them happen, kind of wrote things into existence per se. And being a writer, I absolutely love the ideas behind this book. The author is absolutely adorable. I will say, if you enjoy anything by Elizabeth Gilbert, like if you have read Eat, Pray, Love, any of Elizabeth Gilbert's other books like Big Magic, you would probably like this book because she has very Elizabeth Gilbert-like energy. Like, that's what I kept thinking of when I was reading this book. She's so cute, so happy and positive, and she has all these amazing life stories of her own sprinkled throughout this book. Just things like amazing things that she herself has been able to accomplish, like hosting a writing workshop in Greece, going to operas all around the world. Like, she's had these really cool experiences, and a lot of them have come about through just like her positive belief and just like her, I guess, attitude towards life and the universe. So there were a lot of just really, really cool things in this book. I'll just go over really quick some of my favorite things. So probably one of my most favorite chapters in this whole book was the chapter where she talked about her friend Gloria, who really wanted to get married and wanted to find her soulmate. And so what she did was she started writing letters to her future husband every day. And she started, writing down the traits that she wanted him to have, the type of person she wanted him to be. She started, being a lot more mindful about her own lifestyle in order to be able to bring someone else into it, and in order to be able to be the person that she felt like she needed to be in order to deserve this guy that she wanted to end up with. And that was just a really sweet chapter. I absolutely loved it, and loved just like the mindsets and like the lessons that she learned along the way as she was going through this process of trying to find this person that she wanted to spend her life with. So that was probably one of my favorite chapters in this book. I also really, really liked a chapter where it talked about this girl's story who ended up creating like an old folks home kind of in the small town where she lived. She saw a need in her community. Her own mother had Alzheimer's, and she was taking care of her from home and trying to find a good place for her. And she ended up creating her own assisted living home after, writing down exactly what the type of place she wanted to be able to send her mother, a place where she would feel like she was at home and would feel like she was respected and valued as a member of society still, and, it would be personable, and there would be like a family environment. And she ended up creating that after writing it. So it was just a really cool story, and there were all sorts of cool stories about people needing things, wanting things, writing them down, and then finding a way to make them happen. Kind of opening up an avenue through the universe to have that happen in their life. So if you're looking for a book that's inspirational, a book into like kind of more of the spiritual manifesting side of things, and you're looking for a way to kind of improve that, I would definitely recommend this book. It was super fun read, pretty easy read too. I got through it pretty fast. So yeah. Okay, and then we all know the second book that I read this month was Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I finally finished Rebecca. I can finally check this one off my list. And I mean, this book is a classic for a reason. It is incredible, so well written. I will say I read another Daphne du Maurier book last year in 2020 called My Cousin Rachel. And that one, while it was incredibly well written, I did not enjoy it nearly as much as I enjoyed Rebecca. Just because I feel like I loved the narrator in Rebecca a lot more. The narrator is a young woman who, you know, goes through this. She's in this marriage with a guy who's a lot older than her, and she kind of has, like, throughout the whole book, she is subtly influenced by sort of the presence of her husband's late wife. And you can really see the way that Rebecca is sort of like revered and upheld by all the household and all the neighbors and all the people that knew her, really slowly start to undermine the confidence of this young woman who's the main character of the book. Until she's just in this terribly awkward situation in her life where she just doesn't feel like she fits in, doesn't feel like she belongs there anymore. So I feel like I related to the character in this one a lot more. I also loved that it was more of a modern time period. It was kind of fun. I think it's set in like the 1920s. And so it's just like it's a fun time period to read about. It's a fun kind of atmosphere to read about. And Manderley, the estate, is absolutely incredible, and the descriptions of it are amazing. So I loved that. But then obviously Rebecca is a thriller story, and so you get some twists and turns in the plot. You get a little bit more of a dark turn to the plot towards the end. Obviously I won't spoil anything, but the way that the plot twists were done was incredible. I absolutely loved them. I found myself kind of on the edge of my seat the whole time. Like, it was an emotional roller coaster of an experience reading it, which honestly, if you're reading a thriller, that's exactly what you want. And the ending was like so good. Like, it kept you guessing till the very end what was going to happen. Because even at the very end, like, you start to, like, it kind of makes it seem like everything's been resolved, but you still have this feeling that there's something bad that's gonna happen. And then at the very end, you kind of get like one last plot twist. And I just loved the way that she did the ending, the way that she kind of kept you on pins and needles till that very end. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. So I thoroughly enjoyed Rebecca. I really want to watch the new movie that just came out now. If anyone's seen it, let me know if it was good or if you would recommend it. But anyway, so that's really my wrap up for the month of January. I didn't read a whole lot this month. Like I said, I was listening to an audiobook. I mentioned that in my reading vlog. I was listening to an audiobook called Cavenden Hall, but I was borrowing it from the library and I didn't finish it before it had to be returned, so I wasn't able to finish that one. But hopefully I'll finish it later, and then I'll let you guys know my thoughts if I'm able to like check it out again. But before I end this video, I wanted to give you guys a quick little sneak peek at the next video that I'm going to be doing. Another January book. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm quite close to finishing it. And that is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I was out with my friend last weekend, and I found a inexpensive copy of this at a thrift store, and I just thought to myself, I need to have it. I need to read it. I've never read the actual Twilight series before, but I really wanted to read Midnight Sun because it's the first Twilight book from Edward's perspective, if you don't know. And it recently came out, I think, in 2020. So I wanted to read it, and I wanted to give you guys my thoughts as a person who's never read Twilight, what I thought of this book. So as you can see, I used the jacket as my bookmark. I'm like 3/4 of the way done. So I haven't finished it yet, but my next video, I will be talking all about my thoughts on Midnight Sun, so stay tuned for that. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing if you feel like it. But I will see you all next time.